Welcome to Chibi Tales. We're our number one fans, number one fan. Today we've got some stories from r/PettyRevenge, including one that reminds you to always lock the door and to not mess with a supervillain. Our first story comes from user I'm Just Here for Corn, who suffered from the consequences of being an all-around amazing nice guy. So I was in my freshman year in college. I had worked hard in high school to save up enough cash to buy 2 TVs, a PS4, speakers, kitchen utensils and plates, a futon, and a few other smaller items. The college I went to had suite-style living, where each roommate got his own individual room. There were 4 of us, so we had 4 rooms, 2 bathrooms, a small kitchen, and a great living room. Since I was the first one who moved in, I got unpacked and settled in, making sure to leave plenty of room for everyone to unpack and claim space. I set up the bigger TV in the living room with my PS4 so we could all enjoy it, and I put all my utensils and plates in the kitchen so we could use those as well. I didn't mind sharing my stuff up to this point since I like to share and put my faith in others. However, I wouldn't be posting here if this trusting nature of mine wasn't changed. One night, a drunk college kid came barging into our room, screaming to the top of his lungs, waking me up. I was about to get out of bed until one of my roommates ran out and kicked him to the hallway. Since I left a lot of expensive items in the living room for us to use, this made me fear anyone could walk in and steal my stuff, and that would be the last I would see of them. So I asked my roommates to lock the door if no one else was home, and we agreed on it. It worked for a few days until I noticed I walked in and no one was home. But the door wasn't locked. Granted, they would go to a few friends' dorms across the hall, but they had gone out for almost 5 hours. I asked them again, but they blew me off. There was nothing I could do, and, well, verbal roommate agreements aren't exactly binding in a court of law. Anyway, there were 3 more instances of dumb young freshmen walking into our dorm and either yelling or passing out on our couch, with just the TV on and nothing on it. The straw that broke the camel's back was when I noticed that my dishes that I was sharing were in the trash, along with some stainless steel utensils. As I looked around, I also saw one of the 4 controllers I had was smashed, and my remote was totally lost. I finally asked them once more to lock the door and to try and respect my things that I shared with them, but they blew me off again and said, "It's not like you used them, it's basically ours anyway." With this, I got petty, and I mean petty. I started my revenge when they went off to get beer, since they wanted to play a new Call of Duty game. I first started with moving my TV and PS4 into my room, along with everything else I had out there, as well as my futon, which we used as a second couch. After about 30 minutes of hard labor, I finally had a packed dorm room, and man, it looked awesome. That was my petty part, and now it was time for the revenge. After another 20 minutes, they returned with a whole group, and they were stoked to play the new Call of Duty game, until they noticed that the entire living room was empty, save for the couch and a TV stand. I decided to leave before they got back, but I was receiving calls and texts for almost an hour asking where I was and where all the stuff went. I decided to keep quiet and allow them to embarrass themselves in front of their friends. Not only that, they confronted me on a few occasions to get me to surrender my items, or else they'd have to pay for new ones out of their pockets. I merely said, "Oh, sorry, but they are now locked behind my room, since that's the only door that is locked in this whole place. I told you I won't share it if it isn't behind a locked room, but now it is." They were very unhappy and spent way more than I did on my items. I probably paid nearly $1,400 on everything I bought, and they paid near $2,100 to get back everything I had shared. and they had to split it all up at the end of the school year. I can say one thing for sure. It is fun to see three guys fight over a PS4 and a large TV since they all chipped in on it to pay for them. Wow, I would kill for a roommate like OP. He sounds like such a nice guy. Wait, not an r/nice guy. Just to be clear. What's your roommate horror story? Comment below and let me know. Our next story comes from user Caribbean KitKat, which teaches us that we're always hurt the most by the things we love. So our three children have been social distancing at home since school closed in our state back in March. We have three: Moody, who's 15, Magellan, who's 11, and the dictator, who's 4. The husband and I are essential workers and are gone a lot, and things at home have been collapsing into a pseudo Lord of the Flies. About Magellan, he is on the spectrum and is genuinely one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet. It takes a lot to piss Magellan off, but if you do, the result will be a precisely calculated revenge plot. Anyway, the husband and I kept telling Moody not to ask the boys for their snacks. She is the oldest and the boys adore her. This usually results in her getting whatever she asks for through some combination of harassment, manipulation, and guilt. It isn't fair to them and we wanted to stop, but with work, we just aren't at home to see it all. On Friday, she asked Magellan for the chocolate milk that came in his lunch delivery. He said no, and she started her 2-day campaign of harassment, none of which we knew about until Sunday night. She asked him again, this time in front of us, for the chocolate milk. Magellan looked disappointed, said fine, and handed the milk to his sister. It happened so fast that we didn't even react. She slunk off to the kitchen to enjoy the spoils of her victory. Magellan did nothing when she left the room but sit on the carpet and smirk. What Moody never stopped to consider was that Magellan hates chocolate milk. He hates it so much, in fact, that he never bothered to refrigerate the carton. He instead stashed the chocolate milk in a bookshelf and let it cook for 2 days, all while she harassed him. The calm demeanor and the smirk on his face was simply waiting to hear the screaming coming from the kitchen when she opened the carton and took a sip. Moody did not let him down. Within seconds, screaming erupted from the kitchen, punctuated with "Gross! Disgusting!" and "Oh my God, Magellan!" Magellan didn't move from the carpet, and instead sat still and said in the quietest voice,
Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curtain whey,
before bursting into maniacal laughter. It was glorious. He exploited her obnoxious behavior and coolly planned his vengeance. He felled the teenage monster in a way that the adults haven't come close to. Okay, this sounds like a supervillain's origin story, and it sounds like this kid is definitely gonna become one. Do you have a sibling revenge story? Comment below and let me know. Our last story comes from user Revolutionary Basil, who hit the perfect notes for revenge. So this was a few years ago in Spain. I just happened to find out that one of my favorite bands were playing a gig on the other side of the country. As the gig was on my birthday weekend, I figured, why not? So I found someone else who wanted to go, and we organized it all and planned for a fun weekend of sightseeing and music. Fast forward to the gig itself, and we got there at a good time, so we could grab a drink and find a good spot to watch the stage. Just as the band came on, 2 Spanish girls started elbowing their way towards the stage, deciding to stop just in front of me. This was pretty infuriating as they were also holding their phones up to video the band, blocking my view. Now, I know every song of this band, and I have a singing voice like a cat being washed, so I hit upon the perfect revenge. Every time this girl tried to film, I'd sing along at the top of my voice. Every damn song. As well as singing along into her ears just for fun. I ended up having a great time, and she has 0 video without my voice on it. Alright, so I'm gonna have to hand it to this guy. This is the pettiest PettyRevenge I've ever read. Alright, okay. Anyway, what is your favorite band? Drop me some recommendations in the comments. And that was r/PettyRevenge. And if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button and to share this video with your friends because it really helps my channel grow. And if you'd like to see more PettyRevenge stories brought to life, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss my next video. And remember, Magellan is always watching, observing, waiting.